as all the viewers who've been following these interviews probably know right now, but I want to ask you anyway, there's a questionnaire coming up, isn't there, between yourself and all the other mind makers?
Yeah, that's right.
Are you definitely looking forward to this?
Oh yeah, really. I think it'd be really cool. I've never really, gotten together with all five, well, all four of them. Five would be including me, with Ian, Robin, Cy, and Simon. I think it'd be really cool there.
Is there any... Have you been receiving lots of questions so far to be answered in the thing, or you still need some more?
I'm not really sure where we're at for amount of questions. I know, like, directly I haven't received too many, direct towards me. But I think, like, on Cy's blog there and in the comments and stuff like that, I think we have an adequate number of questions, but, they're probably gonna have to be filtered out. I mean, because all five of us, we all have those questions that get asked repeatedly, even though we are constantly asking them. Like, it's ridiculous because people just don't seem to pay attention to details or anything. Like Ian, question he always gets asked: how do you holster your gun? Yeah, and Robin there for Shepherd's Mind, question he always gets asked: when's the next episode coming out? And for Cy, are you really a girl? And Simon, what game is this? And for me, who is Felix?
So those are all your like little nagging questions that get asked, but
Yeah,
even though you
die a
answer,
little
they never
inside.
get satisfied. They never
Yeah.
get satisfied.
Like I've even wrote up a backstory I posted in the description for episode 1 to try and establish the fact that it's an alternate timeline. This is fan fiction, but they still don't get who Felix is, and they're asking why he's being called Gordon, and I'm thinking, oh, I just give up.
And nobody reads the description.
No, nobody reads the description, and I think if you don't want to read if you don't want to read the description, screw you, stay in the dark, be oblivious to what's going on.
There's a lot of Mind series out there. There's like loads of different games, loads of different people trying to do Mind series out of it. What do you think of the ones out there? Do you think it's like too little, too less, too many trying, not enough people trying? What's your view on other Mind series out there?
When I say this, I'm not talking about like the five of us. I'm talking about like the other people who attempt to. I think there's too many of them, and they're not trying hard enough. Like, it's just I see some of these Mind series, and they make me cringe when I watch them. I'm thinking, oh, this is so bad. I mean, they're pointing at the or they're pointing at the screen with the camera, and like the audio is horrible. I mean, you can't just record gameplay in first person and just talk your way through it without any form of planning. Like, before I did this, like, I went through that long planning process before I went to do this, and tell you the truth, I think I'm extremely lucky that I've got where I have right now, because normally people in my position, they'd be shot down immediately because, like, as you know, I'm the youngest of all the Mind series creators. I'm only 15 years old, and like right away, the first thing people notice in a Mind series, the voice. And I'm thinking, oh crap, is my voice deep enough to make a convincing, character in their early middle 20s or something like that? And I gave it a shot because, you know what, actually people over Xbox Live that I play with, like, I never talk on Xbox Live because, to tell you the truth, Xbox Live is filled with jackasses, man. Like, the community is horrible. Like, you open your mouth once in a game over the microphone, there's always going to be one asshole in there who takes what you say and turn it into an insult in some way. Like, say you're playing a game, hey guys, do you know where the flag is? And there'll be like some stupid kid saying, yeah, I have the flag, it's in your mom's ass, sort of thing. I'm like, my god, grow up. And that's why I never talk over Xbox Live. But when I do, like, if I'm certain there are mature people in the game room at the time, then yeah, I'll, talk with them. But that's not very often. And whenever I do talk with them, like, I remember one time I was playing Grand Theft Auto 4 there and talking to this one guy, and he thought I was like in my early 20s, and another guy thought I was like 18. I'm like, dude, I'm only 14. And And they're like, what? No way. And, I've just sort of been, I thought of that whenever I had any doubts if my voice was convincing enough for a voice acting role. And I had like little to no experience too, voice acting. This is the first thing I've ever done, performing. Like I've never performed in front of everyone. I've never done like a school performance or anything. This is literally my first thing ever. Like I have no experience at all. And I guess I just happened to be hit by accident. And, I'm glad for that.
Well, if it makes you feel good, I'd just like to say your voice does actually suit the character really well.
That's good. I try my best.
So your advice to people would be make sure to plan out.
Exactly. Don't go in expecting that it's all gonna fall into place all by itself. You got to make sure you plan it out. You know what you're gonna say. Act in character. Don't just talk. Make sure you have mood in your voice. Like that's the thing. They always talk in the same mood all the time, and it's like bad. But yeah, make sure you know what you're doing before you go into it.
So there's a lot of people trying to do a Valve game. I mean, there are a few non-Valve games, like Pargus Mine is one of them.
Oh yeah.
But is there any games that you've never seen as a mine series that you would like to someone try and do it? Is there any games out there you would like to see as a mine series?
Yeah, that's kind of tricky. I've never really thought about any games that I'd like to see as a mine series. Like it'd have to be done well, obviously. I mean, I don't want to see somebody doing Roach's Mind and being totally out. Well, I can't really say out of character because the character Roach has no character because he never talks. But try and develop a character. Yeah, that's what you should try and do. Make a character and stay consistent with it. I mean, and maybe GoldenEye would be cool too. But no, that wouldn't work because you have even though there's no voice in that game, there is the dialogue boxes that appear on the top of the screen when when the characters talk, which they don't. Maybe if somebody no, Grand Theft Auto wouldn't be possible. Even with the first-person mod, that's a character that has a voice. They have to pick a game that has little to no, protagonist speech.
So something like BioShock or something.
Yeah, probably. And I think there is a BioShock mind out there. I just haven't seen it.
So somewhere, someplace, someone's gonna try it. But the important thing is that they actually do a character. They actually do the voice, not just a voice, but the voice.
Exactly. When you make your voice, you make your character, and you got to stay consistent with that character, or else it's just gonna seem like a guy that's playing through a game and talking. Like that's the difference. Like that's actually what I thought too when I was first making episode 1. Like, okay, do I sound like a character, or do I sound like a guy who's playing Half-Life and talking?
Well, I definitely have to say that yours is definitely a good series, and unfortunately we're out of time. Thank you for coming on the show. You've been a terrific guest.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. It's always great to be interviewed. Well, I've only been interviewed once, and it's been great, so yes, it is good to be interviewed.
Ladies and gentlemen, Corky. I've been Caboos15, folks. Catch you next time.